State your name.
My name is Muradas. I'm a sophomore here at PSU, and I'm from Salinas, California. I'm currently on the cross-country and track teams here at PSU, and as much of a privilege it is to do what I love, it comes with a cost dealing with injury.
How do you deal with those injuries?
Dealing with injury, it's really challenging, especially as a runner, because it affects you physically and mentally. For me, I've had to cope with a groin injury that kept me from running for a month, and later a sciatica injury that ended my cross-country season. What helped me most was learning to stay disciplined and patient. I shifted my training to the bike and cross-trained almost every day, even when it felt mentally exhausting. Not being able to run was frustrating, but cross-training gave me a sense of progress and kept me connected to my goals. I also tried to focus on long-term recovery and setting my goal towards outdoor track season. Listening to my body, doing rehab exercises, and reminding myself that healing now would make me stronger later. Most importantly, I learned that dealing with injury isn't just physical, it's about trusting the process, staying positive, and finding ways to keep moving forward.
And so how do you deal with being so far away from home? As you said, you're in Salinas, California.
Coming from California, I tend to get really homesick, especially as the term ends, because I'm away from my family for a large part of the year. Dealing with this burden my freshman year was not easy, and is something that affected me mentally and in my sport, I think. Making such a big and important transition in my life by going to school out of state did take a toll on me, and is something I know that takes a toll on other athletes away from home. As a sophomore, I've gotten better with dealing with this and have gotten used to it. Building a routine is very important for me, and finding comfort in staying busy is my way of coping with this. When looking at a student athlete, there's a lot more on our minds than just sport performance. Keeping a balance of staying physically and mentally healthy is a sport in itself. Introduce yourself.
My name is Mika, Sarver. I run track and cross country at Portland State. I was born and raised in Portland, Oregon.
What's your sleep schedule like as a student athlete?
I would say it's pretty rough. It's pretty sporadic. I struggle a lot with trying to maintain a consistent sleep schedule, as the commute to school on the way back from all my responsibilities can be hard to not get in bed, especially with homework, till 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m. sometimes. And you have practice at a reasonable hour in the morning, whether it's 11 to 8 a.m., something like that. And my commute's about an hour, so I have to get up really early off of that bad sleep, perform to my best ability at practice, and then go through an entire day of school, and then also commute back home. And it kind of is just like a repeating cycle. So I struggle with it a lot. Yeah.
Do you ever struggle asking for help?
I would say as a student athlete, myself, that's probably the hardest experience I've had academically and just athletically, is I just really struggle with asking for help. I think part of it is maybe that competitive nature I have and wanting to be the best. So when I'm not in a position where I'm the best, it makes it hard. And always being around people where it's try to push yourself, do the best, be the best version of yourself, quote unquote, and then you have to go and finally ask for help because you're struggling with something. It just seems weird. And then there's also a little bit of denial with when something's not going right, you don't really want to admit that something bad is happening, because it means you have to put a pause on all the other responsibilities that you're doing at the time. So it's so much easier to just shove it away, even though the resources that you could get would help you with those things.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Nick Moore. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I run cross country and track and field at Portland State University.
What is it like to not be able to do the thing you're most passionate about?
This past cross country season, I was diagnosed with long QT syndrome. I didn't even know what it was. I just remember hearing that something was wrong with my heart. Later, I found out it's a condition where the heart takes too long to recharge between beats. And that delay, it can trigger arrhythmias, fainting, and sudden cardiac arrest. And suddenly that meant I couldn't run, jog, I couldn't do any exercise. That was the end of my cross-country season. For about 2 months, I was in and out of doctor's offices. I had to do stress tests, blood draws, even more tests and more tests. Every appointment was bigger, scarier than the last. It stopped being frustrating and started being more terrifying because no one could figure out why any of this was happening. Eventually, they ordered a genetic test, one that would take weeks to come back, so all I could do was wait. I'd sit at practice every day watching my teammates run and compete. I was trying to stay positive in the beginning, telling myself it was temporary, but as the weeks went by, it got harder to lie to myself. Harder to sit there and feel like I didn't belong anymore. When the genetic test finally came back negative, you'd think I'd be relieved, but that was actually the moment I thought I might never run for PSU. There was no answer, no explanation, and the unknown is the worst part. OHSU started sending my case worldwide to specialists. Weeks passed, and eventually the doctor said something I'll never forget. They told me if I stopped running, my QT interval might go back to normal. They asked me what I thought about taking a few months off to test that theory. I looked them in the eye and told them the truth. If you tell me to stop running, I won't listen. And the doctors didn't get mad. They thanked me for being honest. And then PSU trainers that they were comfortable letting me compete again. That moment was the first time I saw light at the end of the tunnel. I signed a contract saying I'd follow the safety rules, always run with someone, acknowledge the risks, everything. Finally, I was clear to be an athlete again. Those 2 months felt longer than any race I've ever ran. But it taught me something. It made me realize that running isn't just my sport, it's my life. It's the reason that I came to PSU, the reason I wake up in the morning. Losing it showed me how much it means to me. And I really believe everything happens for a reason. This wasn't a setback, it was a blessing in disguise, and I am grateful because it reminded me exactly why I run.